Hey, what's up everyone? Hey, so today I'm gonna do my current everyday makeup routine. It's super simple, so I thought I would just make a video to show just how easy it is. Super important though, I think that you absolutely have to start with a decent skincare routine. Mine is not complicated at all, but I always, try to do like a regular cream cleanser, foaming cleanser, and then I exfoliate. I probably exfoliate more than you should, or more than most people do, just because I get a lot of like buildup with like blackheads, texture, so I like to make sure I have like a smooth canvas, if you will, for when I apply makeup. And then I always moisturize. I'm obsessed with moisturizing. So face is clean and moisturized. Today I used a Jergens body moisturizer that's for dry skin, and I added rose oil to it just because I'm trying to be a little extra moisturized. So just find what works for you, just to make sure that you have like nice supple skin that your makeup can just like melt into once you apply it. I always start by curling my eyelashes, but I'm not going to do any intense eyeshadow work today. I don't really wear eyeshadow every day, so I can just start with curling my lashes, get that out of the way. And I like to do it before I do like concealer or anything, so that it doesn't stamp my face and remove concealer or anything. This curler is by Sephora. It's from Sephora. A lot of days I just wear concealer, under eyes, around the nose, any spot concealing. But when I need a little bit of extra moisture, especially in the winter, I do like to use a BB cream. It makes my face a little oily, but like in a good way. So the rest of the makeup applies onto it really well. The concealer really blends in seamlessly. The concealer definitely applies over this better than just like on bare skin. And I don't mind looking oily. I think it could be, it's a more youthful look. But if you want a more matte look, you can absolutely use a different BB cream that works for you if you still want to wear a BB cream. This one is the Maybelline Dream BB Fresh 8-in-1 Beauty Balm, and I use the color light medium. It's pretty sheer and it just gives you like an overall even complexion, and I just pat it in. You can rub it in, but sometimes when you use a heavier moisturizer, like I did today, it'll ball up. So if you just like press it in, you get better results. Or I do. This color works pretty well for me, so I don't usually have to just like bring it down my neck. After that I go straight into concealer. The Wet n Wild PhotoFocus concealer. They don't have a shade that really perfectly matches me, so I mix two. I mix the light Ivory and light medium Beige. I get a lot of redness around the nose. I call it my red mustache. So gotta get that. Around the mouth. I have some acne scars that I want to cover up a little bit, but I don't really, overall don't mind if it shows through a little bit because it just looks natural. So that was the light Ivory, and now I'm just going to go in with the light medium Beige, just so I can make a better shade for my skin tone. And again, I just blend with my fingers. I've always wanted brushes to work for me when it comes to blending liquid and cream products on my skin, but I never used a brush that gave me a seamless look. And I do like sponges, but it does pick up some product, and I just find when you're doing such an easy look, why not use your fingers? Because I like how it really melts into the skin and looks really natural, and you kind of have control over the coverage. Just make sure you're using clean hands. And you can totally go over your eyelids with concealer or the BB cream. When I'm not applying eyeshadow though, I leave my lids clear. It acts as a natural eyeshadow if you have discoloration. Just depends on your preference though. I use my middle finger a lot, even though I know you're supposed to use your ring finger on the under eye, but I have more control with my middle finger. And I just keep it light. It might sound like I'm smacking my face, but I'm being very gentle. Shit, I forgot my brush. Now I'm going to bronze, and you could powder your face first, especially if you have issues with your bronzer being blotchy or if you want a more matte look. But since I'm going for like a radiant, sort of dewy everyday look, I'm just gonna go straight into bronzer and just buff out if I have any issues with patchiness. I've been using the e.l.f. bronzer in Turks Caicos. This is well loved. The blush fell out a long time ago, but I still use the bronzers. And I really like this brush by Sony Kashik. It's the number 100. Down the nose as well. So yeah, I just do the classic overall bronze look on the forehead, cheekbone, under the jaw, just for that little bit of definition, and just overall uniformity in the color. This brush does shed a little bit, but use your favorite fluffy brush. Sometimes I like to put a little bit more on my forehead, just because I have a big forehead. It makes it look a little bit smaller, but nothing crazy. Okay, and I'm just gonna keep it there, because especially in the daytime, I don't like people to really see obvious bronzer on my skin. I don't always highlight during the day, but I do quite a bit. And I've been loving this one from Sleek Solstice palette, which used to be like majorly popular, but I just got it. I went to London in January and I just had to pick it up. Okay, so the palette looks like this. Cream highlighter and then 3 powder highlighters. This one is more of a satiny finish, while the others are more metallic. Hair in my face. So for an everyday look, I either go with the cream one just because you can really diffuse it and make it look like really beautiful and natural, or the more satiny finish. It's still like a major highlighter, as you'll see when I apply it. But yeah, it just depends on how glowy you want to be. So I use this brush from e.l.f., a pretty fluffy, bigger brush, but I find that it fits my face pretty good. I know that a lot of people use smaller brushes, but I think when you use a slightly bigger highlighting brush, it diffuses the product more. So it's not just so concentrated and so bam in your face, but depends on what look you're going for. So dip into this and then apply. It gives it that really glossy look to the cheekbones. And see, that's like pretty intense for it being the most natural shade. Whatever's left on the brush after, I just put on my nose, Cupid's bow. I like the milk mustache look. The more you sort of buff the product out, the glossier I think it looks. Now I like to apply the blush. I like to do the blush after the highlighter just because, again, I think it looks more natural, diffuses any edges that remain after you apply the highlighter. I love Milani blushes. My favorite are this one. Well, I think this is called Dolce Pink. Luminoso. All of these blushes really have like a luminous, glowy finish. This one is Berry Amore. Right next to each other, Berry Amore, Luminoso, and Dolce Pink. And sometimes I like to mix them, just depending on what kind of look I'm going for. So today I'll actually do that. I'll do a little Berry Amore, and then I'm going to layer over the Dolce Pink. And I use this e.l.f. brush. This is the Flawless Face brush. I also like to pat it on at first before brushing it on, and I always go into the temples a little bit. It just adds a nice color and flush to your overall look. And then down the nose as well. So now we're going into the Dolce Pink. I just concentrate this mostly on the apples. It is super glowy. It has like a warm reflect in it. So we're quite blushy, but for when I'm not doing much with the rest of my makeup, I do like a really blushed look. And now onto the brows. This is super simple. You can obviously use a powder, pencil your brows, but for my quick everyday looks, I like to just put a little brow mascara through. And I use this one, Clearly Well Loved. The packaging is all sorts of grody. From L'Oreal, it's the medium to dark 380. It's like the volumizing brow mascara. Plumper. There's not even that much product still in this tube. That's okay, I'm just looking to really grim the brows a little bit and keep them in place. Oh, good. Just going to see if I could use my finger to get this off. Yeah. If not, just use makeup remover. Okay, and then I'm just gonna do a little inner corner highlight, mascara, and finish with the lips. I'm gonna go back into the Solstice palette, and I'm actually gonna use this peachy one down here. Comes across like really frosty. It's really brightening. Mascara. And right now I'm using the Voluminous Lash Paradise by L'Oreal. I think it makes my lashes really thick and long. I'm just going to apply it to my top lashes today. I find it easy when you look down into a mirror because you have a less likelihood of getting it on your lids. And I'm accident prone, so anything helps. I noticed that this mascara also holds a curl for me. It lasts all day. Even when I don't powder my under eyes, I don't notice much, if any, transfer. Now just the lip, which you can do anything. I'm going to use Matte Naked by Milani. Well loved. I don't even know. Yeah, I can just go directly from the bullet. Like that. These lipsticks smell so good. They smell just like MAC lipsticks. So I just do a little bit and then rub it with my finger. And this is a matte shade, but it's really comfortable. Really creamy. And that's it for my everyday look. Hair looks a little greasy. Oh, we'll manage.